The sun is shining and it's time to dive into your spring/summer TBR. And I've got some of the best recommendations for you ever. So let's dive in. And don't skip this video because you need these recs, trust me. The first one is a sports romance. We only have book 1 released in the series in the trad version, and this is Face Off by Chelsea Curto. I cannot begin to tell you my obsession with Maverick Miller. Just call me Mrs. Miller or Mills Miller because this man is mine. This has just been officially trad published. She's a professional ice hockey player. She's playing on a men's ice hockey team because that's the only way she can play. She rocks up to the first day of training and he's like, oh, hey, honey, just wait over there and I'll take you back to mine in a second. And she's like, sorry, what? I am here for the training session. I am also a professional ice hockey player. He's a little bit embarrassed, to say the least. Then they go on tour for the ice hockey games. I was about to say competitions, but they're called games, aren't they? Can you tell I just read the sports romance for the men and not the sports? And they just fall into bed once. It was a one-night fling. It'll never happen again. Until it keeps happening and happening and happening and happening. Like, the way that this man fills my head. He's golden retriever to her, he's arrogant to the world, and he is just the best guy on the ice. Like, that combination of all those things. I'm going to say it gets the ovaries going in the best way possible. I was sent some artwork with mine as well. Look at the little pair. It's a rivals to lovers, hockey romance. This is the first book in the series. You're going to be obsessed with all of them, but this one to me was the best. I love that kind of rival element, and yeah, you're not going to put this down. Needs to be top of your spring-summer TBR. If the sun is shining, you need to be reading this. Now, I know a lot of you aren't the biggest romance fans always, or you like your romance to have some darkness to it, or some really good spice, but what about some suspense? Because the Pine Springs series by Sophie Hamilton is amazing. Talk about romantic suspense. We have the first book in the series, which is More Than Nothing, then we have the second book, which is Every Reason Why, and the third book is coming out in May, so if you wanted to wait till book 3 is out in the series, you could put this on your May TBR. I loved it. I've been talking to Sophie Hamilton today as well, just about how amazing her book is and my absolute love for this series. I love Catherine Cowles, who also writes romantic suspense, and this is the closest I've ever felt to feeling like I'm reading a Catherine Cowles book, and that just fills me with so much joy. It follows a girl who lives in a small town where everybody thinks she's trash, and she's not. Her stepfather and stepbrothers are, but she can't be blamed. Like, I never know how to say her name. Eleni? She can't be blamed for this. And she meets Roman, who is the chief of police, and she's going to try and get her brothers put behind bars with her father and bring them down with the help of Roman. The fact he's called Roman. You guys know I have a little bit of a not-so-secret crush on Roman Kemp, so that added to the fantasy, because did I picture Roman Kemp? Yes, I did. It was so good. It's slow burn, it has yearn, but it's going to keep you on your toes. And I think sometimes in summer I will read a lot of spicy sports and a lot of spicy cowboys back to back, and this type of book perfectly breaks it up, like in the best way possible. I'm about to start book 2, which follows a different couple, so this is a small town romance again, but I'm not sure what Jackson's and Esther's story will be yet, and I will let you know what I think. And then Sophie is going to send me book 3 as an advance copy, which is so lovely of her. So I will have the third book in the series, and I'll let you know as I'm going through what I'm thinking. But after book 1, she's going to be an auto-buy author for me. I already know it. Then let me introduce you to some spicy billionaires. This is the Mile High series by T.L. Swan. And my goodness, they are spicy. You have 5 books in the series. You have the Stopover, which is the first book. I love the covers as well. These are the new covers that have just been traditionally published. You have the Takeover. It's just so pretty. You have the Casanova. I find this writing harder to read. That's the only thing. Luckily, I know some of the titles of the book. You have the Do-Over. I think this is my favourite cover. And then last but not least, you have the smallest and final book in the series, which is Miles Ever After. So if you like a billionaire romance that is super spicy, these will keep you entertained all spring and summer. In the first book, she's on a flight. She gets upgraded to first class. The flight gets grounded, and she has a one-night fling with a man that she's met in first class. We know he's going to be a billionaire. We know he's going to be powerful. Like, he's not just sitting in first class for no reason. She goes to a new job, and he is the CEO of the company. A little bit problematic when he starts putting invites in your calendar that is a private meeting And we know the type of private meetings that she's going to be having with him. I love this as well because you are getting dual point of view inside. And honestly, I should I say this, but I feel like 17-year-old me read 50 Shades of Grey, was obsessed with that kind of romantic element. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't as bothered about the sub-dom situation. This gave me everything I wanted 50 Shades to be. I'm sorry, I've said it. I'm trying to think of recommendations for you as well that aren't just standard. This is a little bit different. It keeps you on your toes. And a boardroom that turns a little bit sexy. Who can say no to that? Because I certainly couldn't. Like I said, there's 5 books in the series. I think TL Swan has a new book coming out soon as well. So I'll definitely be adding that to my personal spring and summer TBR. But these 5 need to be on yours because you can't go wrong for Billionaire. We can all fantasize, can't we? Then you've got your cowboys. You've got Lila Sage. You've got Paisley Hope. You've got Elsie Silver. You've got Bailey Hannah. You've got Gemma Moore. But for me, when I think of spicy cowboy romances, I'm going to recommend Jessica Peterson. This has officially just become a completed series, and I'm also annoyed that I never read these when they were indie published. I didn't know you could get indie published books, in fairness, of cowboys. You have the first book in the series, Cash. My man, Cash Rivers. Nobody is going to beat him. This is the book that made me fall in love with the series. It's Grumpy Sunshine done correctly. He's grumpy to her face, loves her behind her back, and she is the sunshine in the ranch that everybody needs. But she hasn't been around for a while, and she's got to stick around for a year. And she kind of creates cowboy boots that are really sparkly and fun for her job. Can she survive this ranch? Time will tell. That is the first book in the series. You then have Wyatt, which is the second book in the series. I also just love the covers of these. If you want to know more about them, obviously let me know. You have Sawyer, which is the third book in the series. And then we have Duke, which I'm yet to read because I've been saving it for my spring TBR, as have I been just delivered Ryder, which is the 5th and final book in the series. I think these are going to be absolutely amazing. These 2 are still on my TBR to read, and I have been holding off, not reading them in September to December and spoiling it for myself and waiting to complete the collection to finish it off in spring. But yeah, I always say there are so many cowboy books out there, but if you haven't tried Cash yet and you haven't met Mr. Cash Rivers, I don't think you can say you found your favourite cowboy book until you give him a go, because this man, the things he thinks, had me blushing in the best way possible. Now, would it be a Mills recommendation? We've had a little bit of trauma. I just don't think we can say it's a Mills recommendation unless I throw a bit of trauma in there. Now, not everybody wants to commit to a series in spring and summer. Personally, I think you should. I think you can manage it. I've read 85 books already this year. You can definitely read a 4 or 5 book series. But I get it. You don't always want to commit to a series. Sometimes you just want to read one book. And sometimes you want that book to make you cry. I have the perfect author for you. And it's Jennifer Hartmann. So let's dive into some of their standalones. So the first one I'm obsessed with is The Wrong Heart. I think to date this is still my favourite Jennifer Hartmann. It follows a woman whose husband has passed away, and she's in a situation where his heart's been donated to somebody, and she wants to find that person because she believes she'll know that her husband's living on in the wrong heart. Oh, the feels this book makes you feel. I can't even begin to explain it. It's so good. The second one is more of a YA one. I know not all of you like your spice. Or I'm going to say new adult. I don't think I could say fully YA because there's a little bit of spice. This guy and a girl go to school together. He's already been famous. He attends a school. He makes a mistake. It potentially ruins her life. He becomes a famous person even more so in the future. He writes about his childhood, and she says to the world that they are dating. So then they kind of have to fake date for the world. The trauma that you're about to experience in this, it is a bit of a chunkier one. I don't think you're ready for. But I loved it. I'm like, reading fun spring summer books, have some trauma. Make yourself cry. Sit on that sun lounger and tears down your face. But I would. But we know I'm unhinged. Then we have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartmann. You've gone on a night out with your sister. You think the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to wake up with a hangover. Wrong! You wake up in a basement next to your brother-in-law tied up. You don't know how you got there. You don't know how you're going to get out. And he is your arch nemesis, literally. I loved it. If anyone's going to take one recommendation for their first Jennifer Hartmann book, this was mine. So maybe start there. And then we have Older. Age gap, best friend's dad, romance. And she doesn't know it's her best friend's dad because he hasn't been on the scene for a while. So before anyone's like, why would she do that to her best friend? She didn't know. And this girl's had trauma in her past. And she just needs somebody to comfort her. So it's okay It's okay. So they're the 4 that I have read that I would recommend from Jennifer Hartmann. I'm about to read Pieces of the Night. So because this is on my spring TBR, I think it should be on yours. This is about a girl who writes music with somebody and there's some trauma involved, and I don't know how, but she saved him one night and that was the only beginning of everything. It doesn't say YA on it. It's a Bloom published one. I can see its dual point of view, and it's got artwork. Look at the artwork. I'm hoping it's going to ruin me in the best way possible. In the best way possible. So yeah, I'm just going to recommend some Jennifer Hartmann's too, because I know not everybody's going to want fun and spice. Some people need a little bit of heartbreak in spring and summer. Then we've got my gal, Tierney Page. Now, she is a huge sensation on the internet. She is probably one of my go-to people to watch on TikTok. Like, I love this girl. And her series, the London Heart series, is perfect for spring and summer. The spice is great. The drama is great. It's got everything. Book 3 is coming out super soon as well, which is the final book in the series, and I don't want it to end, even though she is doing a single dad one. Like, Tierney, could we at least mix it up and do something a bit different than a single dad? Because your other 2 books have been so different for me. So book 1, she's engaged to this guy who is trash. Like, I didn't even think about the fact you could cheat using social media. I didn't even think about the fact you could make a profile that you blocked your fiance on so she wouldn't see and have full-on relationships with women online. Like, I didn't think about that, but he did it. Not only did he do it, he then doesn't really help out at their engagement party, let's just say. So she kicks him to the curb, gets with his brother, and yes, she does compare them. In more ways than one. A very, very good book, the first book. Now, the second book, I don't know where I've put my advanced copy for this. It must be downstairs, but the second book's even better. It's your little sister's best friend, who you've seen in a kink club, and then you have to work with her. The spice, the tension, the drama, you have it all, and my goodness. I am going to give book 3 a go. I'm going to see if Tierney Page can get me on the single dad trip. I know she loves a single dad, so I can't tell her off for it too much. But we know I have a despising hate towards the single dad trope. Single mum trope, throw at me. Single dad trope, throw away from me. But yeah, if you want spice, fun, drama, tension, more spice, this series is so good. And I feel like it's one that people don't talk about as much. So you need it on your TBR. I'm trying to pick books you might not have come across before to get the spiciness going. Then we have the best small-town romance I've read this year, and this is by Corinne Michaels. You've got your single mums, your single dads, your second chance romance. You shouldn't be in a romance with them. Your best friend's dad. You've got everything. Suppose you've got some Taylor Swift references. I'm not a Swiftie, so I don't get the references. And you've got the best spice ever. And mine all have sprayed edges as well that match the cover. In the first book, this is the book that I read and went, I'm going to be obsessed with this author. I'm not putting this author down. She has always had a thing for her brother's best friend. They had a kiss, she ran away, and he's now a single dad. Great. She's now back, and he doesn't want to broach the kiss. He doesn't want to step over the line, and she doesn't want to cause any drama, romance, all those words mixed together, in his life because he's a single dad. But my God, the way they yearn for each other is so good. If you like small-town romance, dual point of view, just gives all the best vibes, then this series is great. I do love the sprayed edges. I'm not sure if they still have the sprayed edges on them. I am not sure. But you have All Too Well, which is the first book in the series. Then you have Here and Now, which is the second book. I hope I've got these in the correct order, because you know it's me. Then you've got Against All Odds, and you also have Come What May. Supposedly they're Swiftie references, but I don't know them. But these books, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, small-town romance, going to keep you on your toes, and you're getting a different trope in each book, so you're going to be so entertained. I'm also going to throw a historical fiction in there because I love Kristen Hanna, and I know not everybody who's going to want romance or trauma romance, and some people will want to feel, but maybe in a different way. Even thinking about this book can bring a tear to my eye because this book is poetically written. It's the story that follows women during the Vietnamese War. So these women are nurses, they're on the front lines, and they're helping these men survive who are Americans in the war in Vietnam. And it's a story of what they experienced during the war, the way they were treated when they returned home from the war. The way they were not even recognised as contributing to the war efforts or being war heroes. And I guess their story of fighting for a voice and learning how to survive the trauma they had seen when they got back to the United States of America. It has everything in this story. You do get romance. I think Kristen Hanna is very good at getting a political point across or getting a historical event done in a way where she will weave a beautiful romantic story into it, so that whilst you're learning and whilst the topic is quite heavy, you can escape in the romance. And there's just something so poetic about the way that she does that. I read this book when it was first published in hardback. I then had to pick up the paperback copy just for my collection because I just generally don't think there is a better historical fiction book out there than this. I've read a lot. They are very good. But this one, it just does something to my brain chemistry, and I really want to reread it again because I just love the story of these women, the way they work together, and the way they spoke up for themselves. So yeah, if you want something a little bit different, this is a really good one, but it might bring a tear to your eye if you're a little bit wimpy like me. Then I've got a stack of brand new books that are all kind of one books at the moment. They may become more than one book, so I kind of do like a quick run through of them. We have the first, West of the Wicked by Nikki St. Crow. This is a spicy retelling of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Absolutely amazing. Couldn't put this down so far. I'm 60 pages in. I think I'll have this finished by tonight because I'm obsessed. We have One and Only by Carla Sorensen. I love the concept of this. She's got a father who's about to die, so she decides to marry somebody so he can walk her down the aisle, which is his last dying wish. She meets this guy who needs to be married for the custody of his daughter, and they agree to be married for a year. It's like a fake real marriage, and what could possibly go wrong? We will see. We also have a bodyguard romance by Lauren Blakely. It seemed like a good idea. You also want to pick up her Hockey and Love series. There's 6 books in that. This one follows, this is like a quick rapid fire one. This one follows a girl who's a twin sister. Her sister's just become a famous movie star, so she decides that she does need a bodyguard. Shame, it's someone she's had a one-night fling with who's ghosted her. I do love a bodyguard romance. Axes and O's is like a bi-awakening. This guy crashes his car, finds a married couple in the forest who work as lumberjacks, and has a really fun, spicy threesome with them. What could possibly go wrong with that? Then we also have A Crucible by Mary Read. This was spicy. Technically, it's a Goldilocks retelling, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't see that much heavy focus on the Goldilocks retelling because by chapter 4, the spice had started and it did not stop. It delivered spice, it delivered dubcon, it delivered very unhinged men, and I ate every second of that up. We also have The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. This one might not be the best for spring, summer. I'm just putting it on the list as like potential if you are a bit more vampire fan. I feel like I have to give you one fantasy, so this is it. It follows a woman who lives in Victorian England, in London, and she poisons people and she meets her match when she meets a vampire. And then finally, I've just started Blood and Roses by Kelly Harden. This is for our darker romance fans. This follows a girl whose sister has been taken. She thinks her sister is being trafficked, and she is trying to find out information, trying to get her sister back, and at the beginning sells herself, really. Very good spice so far, really enjoying it. Excited to see where this goes. So yeah, that's a quick run through of some of my reads that I know I'll be reading the next few weeks. I'll probably have these finished in a week. I've already read that one, so I'll probably have these finished in a week and I'll let you know. But I think some of these will be great for your spring and summer TBR because they're on mine. And then last but by no means least, everybody, I'm going to keep talking about this book. Everybody needs to read Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. It is 2 books in one. I'm not going to tell you how. You meet Brex and Jamie, and you even find out why she wants to be called Brex. It has trauma. It has a little bit of cheating. It has a friends to lovers, will they ever date or not romance that's going to devour you internally and break your soul, and you are going to cry. But you're going to be obsessed with this. I read it technically in October, but I was in Spain, where it was 25 degrees. So I'm counting this as a spring-summer read for me because in my world, it was summer. But yeah, honestly, the drama, the tension, the trauma, the will they, won't they, you wanted to grab them both, whack their heads together as hard as you can and be like, sort yourself out and sort your shit out. And hopefully they do. Time will tell, but it might break you on the way. I loved it and I hope you love it too. So that brings us to the end of spring and summer for now. I think I'll do a second part of this because there's definitely more books I want to recommend. Let me know what's on your spring and summer TBR and make sure you turn on notifications and subscribe so you see when I post every Sunday. See you later, my lovely book lovelies.